Well, I grew up in a small farming town in DeLand, Illinois, town of about 450 people, and my father moved there, bought a farm, and we farmed in that area. He was a general contractor. In our town, there was only two organizations that ever did anything for the kids, and that was the American Legion and Masonic Lodge. And so as I became eligible, it just seemed logical that I ought to be a member of those groups. Now, I was a member several years before I could say I was an active member. What really helped me is that as a young man, I got a little vocal one time about what the Legion wasn't doing, and made the mistake and got myself elected post commander the same night that I complained. I was the Little League coach, and I didn't think they were doing enough for us, and I told them so. And they immediately elected me commander and said, okay, you show us what we ought to do. So, I mean, that's pretty tough. But again, I had some people who wouldn't give up on me, who took my energy and helped control it to an extent. And it worked out very well for my little post. We have a saying in Illinois about volunteers: you can't dictate, you have to motivate. And so I've always looked at it kind of that way. People do things for people they like. They do things for people they believe in, or do things for groups they believe in. The American Legion's full of great volunteers. There's a limited number of leaders within those volunteers. I've got people that will do anything in the world as long as someone stands up and says, we're going that direction, let's go. They'll go with you. They'll help you. They'll make it happen. But they might not be the one that stands up first and says, okay, we're all going that direction, let's go. And it's not big money efforts that usually make the difference between a successful post and a failing post. Usually it's attitude, internal struggles, getting in that rut that we're only doing what we did last year in events. We're only going to take on what we took on last year. That's not always the best way to go about business. The big issue the year as I was commander was the new GI Bill, and the push and the effort that we put in there trying to get that passed. There was a time when the president said, even when the bill got through, that he would not sign it. And I was fortunate enough to get to sit down with him one-on-one in the Oval Office and talk about that issue, President Bush. But in essence, I was sitting one-on-one in the Oval Office with the most powerful man in America, telling him he was wrong. Now that's something that you don't think of, and it wasn't because it was Marty Conatser. It wasn't anything to do with me. It was because I was the national commander of the American Legion. I'm only going to do things I like doing now. I'm only going to commit my time to things I believe in. I have a deep respect for the organization, what we really mean.